Welcome back, Seekers. In this fourth part of the Ophiel series, we put everything that we have learned and practiced together in the last part. That is, the Kabbalistic cross and the visualization of the dagger and blue flame to perform a major ritual that will form your magical foundation. If you haven't yet watched the previous parts, please follow the links below to get caught up. Without further ado, let us hear Ophiel recap the ritual and then give further practice instructions.
The visualization work practice in connection with this first part of the mental, physical, creative visualization will be a magical ritual. In this magical ritual, you will use a great deal of mental imagination in connection with physical actions. You will first learn to work the ritual physically and then work it mentally, visualizing it as you work it. Finally, you will 1. First, work it physically. 2. Then work it mentally. 3. Then work it both physically and mentally at once. This will be the first part of practice visualization in connection with developing this faculty in you. The second part will consist of work with symbols.
Now, we will follow along with Ophiel's instructions and add some movements. After this movement practice, you will have all the necessary elements to perform the complete ritual.
Stand in the center of as large a room as you can find to work in. Face east. Visualize a steel dagger in your right hand. Hold your image dagger in your right hand and trace in the air in front of you a large star according to the outline given here. Trace the star accordingly as it is day, morning, or evening, night, making these stars many times until you can trace a star without any jerky motions. Keep the proportions of the star good. Draw the star-making movements deliberately and slowly.
You are now ready to proceed to complete the full magical ritual and the first exercise in our training. I will guide you through the complete ritual flow, and after that, I will follow with a more thorough explanation of what the ritual means. Be sure to keep listening for those details. Much of what follows is drawn directly from Ophiel's instructions, integrated with the full traditional form of the ritual for clarity and correctness. In the morning or daytime, you will perform the invoking motion, known as the Lesser Invoking Ritual of the Pentagram. At night, you will perform the Banishing motion, known as the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram. Simply follow along with the video until you memorize it and can do it on your own, in the morning and in the evening. It is important that you vibrate the names yourself and be able to do these rituals anytime you need. Vibrating the names means giving them sound through your body. You may tone them by gently vibrating the throat, or you may chant or sing them. There is no single correct method. Your voice carries power. Allow yourself to sound the names in a way that opens your body to the vibration. The sound itself is sacred. Over time, develop your own best way of toning the names. Let the method that feels most alive and resonant to you become your practice. We will not provide specific visualizations for the quarters or the archangel call. Instead, allow your own inner senses to open. Let the scenes described arise naturally, without forcing them. Let all senses engage. Images may appear, or they may not. Perception can come through sound, feeling, texture, emotion, insight, pressure, movement, or other forms of subtle input. Let perception arise on its own. At this stage, the purpose is not to construct detailed imagery, but to awaken astral perception itself, your ability to receive impressions from archetypal and mythic layers of experience. For this reason, perform the ritual with closed eyes. Allow whatever arises to arise. This approach also supports those whose minds do not easily form images. You are not limited to sight. Other senses are equally valid and often more precise. With this understanding, we now move from explanation into action. Allow your attention to settle. Let your breath become steady and begin the ritual. Start with the Kabbalistic cross. Raise your hand with index and middle fingers extended to point up above your head. See a ray of light coming from above the crown of your head, right from the universe above, down to your forehead. Touch your forehead and say,
Ata.
Then touch the lower breast and say,
Malkut.
See the ray of light going down into the earth. Then touch the right shoulder and say,
Vegevura.
See the ray of light extend to your right into infinity. Then touch the left shoulder and say,
Vegedula.
See the ray of light extend to your left into infinity. Then bring your hands together before your breast, as in prayer posture. See the ray of light shine brightly in your chest and say,
Leolam.
Then, while saying Amen, imagine the light growing and spreading to encompass your whole body and to form an aura of white light around your body.
Amen.
You stand now at the center of the universe. Pause for a beat and feel centered. Now you can proceed with the main ritual. Move to the eastern point of the space. Stand facing east. Visualize the dagger in your right hand and see it outlined in the wavering blue flame. Make a pentagram star according to the time of the day, either invoking in the morning or daytime, or banishing in the evening or night time, and visualize the star outlined in the blue flame as you trace it in the air before you. Then point into the center of the pentagram with the tip of the dagger and pronounce the name YHVH in this way.
Yod. He. Vav. E.
Now, see through the center of the large flame outlined star, a beautiful dawn, pink to rosy clouds. The east is the quarter of air, so feel the air. Imagine and feel a cool, soft breeze coming from the dawn clouds and passing over and through you again and again. The name of this east wind is Eurus, so call him out by his name.
Eurus.
After you feel filled and satisfied with air, erase the scene gently from your imagination and continue around in a circle with your flame dagger to the quarter of the south. The line of the circle between the stars is also composed of the wavering blue flame. When you have turned south, make the pentagram or star according to the time of day. Then point into the center of the pentagram with the tip of the dagger, and then pronounce the name ADNI in this way.
Adonai.
This is the quarter of fire. Through the center of this south star, see the following scene. A tropical island scene. Warm blue sea waters dashing on coral reefs. Beyond the coral reefs lie long white beaches, and beyond the beaches grow palm trees, swaying gently in the hot tropical wind. Feel this hot wind pouring from the center of the star into you and warming you through and through. The name of this south wind is Notus, so name him and call him.
Notus!
When you have finished with the south, erase it gently from your mind and continue to make the blue fire circle around to the west. There, make your blue flame star. And then point into the center with the tip of the dagger and pronounce the name AHIH in this way. This is the quarter of water, through the center of the flaming blue star. Visualize a waterfall tumbling down over a cliff and dashing on rocks at your feet, sending up a cloud of mist and spray. Feel this mist spray on your face, like a gentle rain. Feel wetness and coolness through and through. The name of this west wind is Zephyrus, so name him and call him.
Zephyrus.
When you are through with the quarter of the west, continue with your flame dagger. The circle around to the quarter of the north. Trace the blue flame star. Then point into the center with the tip of the dagger and pronounce AGLA in this way.
Adela.
The north is the quarter of the element of earth. When you visualize the quarter of earth through the blue flame star, you first visualize before you vast fields of ripened grain and vast fields of ripened corn and other cereals. Beyond these fields are vast orchards of fruit trees, loaded with all kinds of fruits. Beyond the orchards stretch great areas of grasses, on which graze great herds of animals. Beyond the herds start forests of trees, and beyond the forests are mountains. And these mountains are full of mines of minerals which we use in our daily lives, and the mountain tops are covered with snow and ice. The melting of this snow and ice makes an abundance of water, which flows down to water and nourish the living, growing things below. All the gifts of the other elements come to us through the earth quarter, and are manifested through this portal. All is peace and plenty, full of all the things you need to make a full and happy life for yourself. The name of the north wind is Boreas, so name him and call him
Boreas.
When you have finished working with the quarter of the north, continue the flame circle on, around back to the east and end it there, where you started. You should then be completely surrounded by a circle of blue flames with a blue star at each quarter. You are facing east. Throw out your arms in the shape of a cross and say, "Before me is
Raphael.
Behind me,
Gabriel.
On my right hand is
Michael.
And on my left hand,
Uriel.
For about me flames the Pentagram, and within me shines the six-rayed star." And visualize a six-rayed star shining in the center of your chest. Close the ritual by repeating the Kabbalistic cross.
Ata Malkut Vegevura, Vegedula, Leolam. Amen. This ritual constitutes the first part of the practices in connection with the work of learning physical mental visualizations. These quarters have no relation to the usual material ideas of air, fire, water, and earth, but are concerned only with the qualities of these elements. Hence, the north is not the North Pole, but is the north quarter of the earth. It is in the north quarter of earth that all the other elemental forces end. I will repeat this. All forces coming through to the outer from the inner end in the north quarter of the earth. Therefore, earth is the great end storehouse of all forces and all things. You will find in earth all the things that you are looking for and which you need to make you happy. All the work I give you is magical work of a certain type. If you continue to develop yourself as I am trying to help you to do, you are going to find more and more of these magical operations, and you should have at your command some very useful, practical, magical operations that will help you through life if you use them carefully.
This is the first practice that fulfills the first two laws. Continue to practice until you can perform it seamlessly. You are performing the ritual both mentally and physically. These are ancient magical rituals which increase your skills in physical and mental creative visualization while also increasing your magical capacities. Now, for further explanations. The Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram creates a protective, magical circle around the seeker, disperses and dissolves all elemental, astral, and psychic residues regardless of their type, collapses chaotic or intrusive energies in your field into neutral space, restabilizes your aura around a central axis, creating clarity and neutrality, removes emotional, mental, and environmental interference so that whatever magical work you do after it lands cleanly. In short, it banishes all chaotic, unbalanced, intrusive forces in your immediate psychic field, including your own emotional static, lingering impressions from others, environmental psychic debris, subconscious residues from the day, fragmented or unfocused elemental influences. The LBRP banishes anything in your field that is not you, not centered, and not aligned with your will. The Lesser Invoking Ritual of the Pentagram, or LIRP, is a baseline energetic attunement ritual whose purpose is to pull in, concentrate, and align your subtle body with the elemental forces of the cosmos so that your field becomes ordered, steady, and conductive for further work. Operationally, it invokes a balanced, harmonious influx of the four elements and establishes a coherent luminosity in your aura. Its single function is to raise, stabilize, and brighten your field so that all subsequent magical and mental work operate with far greater efficiency and less contamination. Though some of the names in the ritual appear in Jewish and Christian traditions, their use here is not religious. Hermetic magic treats them as ancient vibratory formulas, keys to specific fields of consciousness that shape and maintain reality. The traditions hid and preserved these powerful names and vibrational sounds, but their power is universal and available to anyone. Ophiel uses the four winds, Eurus, Notus, Zephyrus, and Boreas, as directional powers. They are the Greek Hermetic way of representing the elemental forces of East, South, West, and North. Different magical traditions use different names, but they are pointing to the same universal energies of the 4 directions and the 4 elements. Now you understand the magical rituals. Be consistent and practice daily, as we stated in one of our previous videos. Mastery of reality is possible, but you have to put in the work. Wishful thinking doesn't work. Daily practice and commitment is what works. Apply that principle in every area of your life. Use the comment section to share your experiences with this ritual or to ask any questions. Next time, we will cover law number 3 as we explore the elements and perfect our creative visualization skills and manifestation abilities. Like and subscribe to stay tuned. In the meantime, arise and awaken.